The 2026 sky has crossed 4 major thresholds. Jupiter is in Leo, Uranus is in Gemini, and Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto are retrograde. The sky changed. The real question is where that change lands in your chart.
This is not a promise that planets control your day. It is a practical way to separate the measurable sky from the symbolic map astrologers build on top of it.
By the end, you will have a 4-layer method for mapping these transits against your own chart without drowning in predictions or cosmic panic.
First, separate 2 languages that often get mixed together. Astronomy describes where objects are. Astrology interprets what they symbolize.
Planets don't physically reverse during retrograde, and science hasn't established planetary positions as causes of personality or events.
Astrology works best as a symbolic weather map, a structured prompt for noticing themes, choices, timing, and perspective. This reading uses the tropical zodiac at 0 hours UTC on July 31st, 2026. Your moon and houses vary by time and place. Start with 3 layers. Planets are the actors. Signs describe their style. Houses show where the action lands in your own chart. Then add aspects, the geometric angles between planets. They show which themes cooperate, challenge, or amplify each other. The sky becomes a sentence instead of a crowded wall of mysterious icons. Right now, the loudest phrase is golden. The sun is in Leo, and Jupiter has recently entered Leo too.
In astrology, the sun describes vitality, identity, and what wants to be seen. Leo gives that expression warmth, courage, and theater.
Jupiter magnifies whatever it touches. In Leo, it can enlarge generosity, creativity, leadership, celebration, and sometimes the appetite for applause. Put them together, and the collective weather favors bold expression. The useful question isn't, will I become famous?
Ask instead, what deserves more heart, more visibility, and a bigger stage? Then check where Leo falls in your birth chart. The faster planets describe the daily texture. Mercury is in Cancer, so communication filters through memory, mood, belonging, and protection. That can sound emotionally intelligent. It can also hear criticism where none was intended. Slow down before defending the story in your head.
Venus is in Virgo. Affection becomes practical, improving the plan, remembering the detail, showing care through competent action. The shadow is perfectionism. If love becomes a permanent repair project, devotion starts to feel like an inspection.
Mars is in Gemini. Drive moves through words, questions, short trips, debates, and several tabs open at once.
This is excellent for experiments. It's weaker for scattered commitment. Choose one conversation that truly needs energy.
Now zoom out. Slow planets describe longer chapters, shared by whole age groups rather than a single afternoon.
Saturn is retrograde in Aries. Astrology reads Saturn as structure and consequence. Aries begins, asserts, and acts.
The tension is productive. Build independence that can survive contact with reality. Review the foundation before forcing the launch. Neptune is also retrograde in Aries. Vision turns inward. Inspired beginnings need boundaries, or conviction can blur into projection. Uranus is newly in Gemini, beginning a years-long experiment with information, language, mobility, education, and networks. The symbolism fits an era of rapid communication shifts, but don't mistake a compelling metaphor for scientific proof.
Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius. Power, systems, communities, technology, and collective belonging remain under deep renovation. 3 outer planets appear retrograde today: Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. The word sounds ominous. The astronomy is beautifully ordinary. As Earth and another planet move at different speeds, our changing viewpoint makes that planet trace a temporary loop against the stars. Astrologically, astrologers translate that visual reversal into review, revision, and internalization. Not punishment, not guaranteed chaos. So read the prefix re literally. Recheck the structure. Revisit the dream. Reconsider who holds power.
Now combine the layers. Leo wants visible, wholehearted expression. Gemini accelerates the message. Aries demands a beginning.
Meanwhile, retrogrades ask for reflection, and Virgo requests precision. The sky's sentence contains both acceleration and editing. That contradiction is the useful part. Symbolic weather isn't a command. It names competing pressures, so you can choose consciously.
For your own reading, begin with the current sun and moon. They set the season and the immediate emotional atmosphere.
At Mercury, Venus, and Mars for communication, connection, and action. Notice which word feels unusually alive this week. Then add only one slow planet, making a strong contact to your birth chart. You don't need to interpret everything.
Finally, look at the house. A transit through your 2nd house speaks differently than the same transit through your 7th. Write one observation and one experiment. For example, my messages feel scattered. I'll finish one important conversation before opening another.
Here is the payoff. The current cosmos is not a horoscope for everyone. It's a moving set of symbols meeting a unique natal chart.
The same Jupiter in Leo may illuminate one person's career, another's home, and someone else's private spiritual life.
Interpretation becomes clearer when you move from planet to sign to house to aspect, and end with a real choice. Use the sky as a mirror, not a steering wheel. Let it widen attention without surrendering judgment, evidence, or responsibility.
You can map today's transits against your own chart free at AskCelesta.com. Try it, notice what fits, and share it freely. The cosmos keeps moving. The skill isn't predicting every turn. It's learning to read the moment and meet it awake.